Randy McKee here with Soccer 605, and I've got a real video treat for you folks today. I'm here with head coach Joe Burger with the South Dakota School of Mines soccer program. Thanks, Coach, for being with us today.
No problem. My pleasure. I'm glad that I can be involved in the South Dakota soccer community.
Well, today, we got together here at the coffee for the new soccer complex. You have to be pretty impressed with what these folks have planned for Rapid City Soccer.
Oh, I think being so new to the area and just seeing the vision that they have of what they feel like youth and adult soccer can be like in this area, I think it is fantastic, and I'm willing to do whatever I can to help them or try to help promote their cause, because I think this is in the best interest of children and a lot of people in our community. So.
Well, I really do think, listening to some of the, and seeing the economic impact that some of these bigger events have for other communities, Rapid City being a destination town, they're used to that type of thing, so it should be a kind of a no-brainer for them here.
Right, I think so too. I mean, everybody's got to come see Mount Rushmore and Custer National Park and all that stuff at least once in their lifetime because of for your national pride, and I think the soccer complex could be great and just kind of add to their experience while they're here.
So the last time we talked, Coach, it was right after you'd been named. We had a little radio interview, and that went pretty well, I thought. And you've been a pretty busy coach since then, haven't you?
Been running around crazy. I can't seem to get off the phone with 17-year-old boys, so it's been pretty interesting. So any chance I get to interact with some different people is always good. So it's been fun. I've been to Las Vegas, been running around a little bit to some other places locally into Wyoming, just trying to cultivate interest. And I think the big draw is I'm really finding is that there's a lot of interest in more than just the region. I'm getting interest from Philadelphia, California. So I think the engineering and the degrees that we're offering at South Dakota School of Mines are really enticing for a lot of people. So I've been pretty blessed and pretty lucky that I'm recruiting to an institution like Mines.
I remember when our oldest son was looking at schools, and we went around to a lot of them, and it was painfully obvious by the time we were done that the South Dakota School of Mines at that time was by and away the best educational value of any other school that we looked at out there.
Right. Well, I think just when you look at the kids that are walking around campus and the math-based education and what they're doing with engineering and the lab opportunities that they have at the South Dakota School of Mines, I go, it is a very hands-on kind of education. And I think if you want engineering, math, or science, I don't think there's a better place. How many places can you go and all of a sudden you're finding out that these kids are going to make more money their first year out into the workforce than tuition that they paid at the college? And I don't know what if I had that opportunity, my parents would have jumped on it in a heartbeat. They said, you're going to go to school here because my return on investment is going to be fantastic. So I think we're sitting secretly on a little bit of a gold mine here just because of on a value based for the education, and hopefully we can have the soccer add balance and to the student experience that the kids have at Mines. So.
Well, and that's really been a theory of mine ever since we heard last fall that you're going to have the program there, because you have something that a lot of other engineering schools around the country simply do not have. Plus, you have that great reputation there as a school, so you're probably running into some pretty decent soccer players who are interested, I would guess.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was sitting in the meeting today, and my phone is blowing up on a Saturday morning. So I think I'm pretty lucky that we are able to offer student athletes such a positive education. Now my job is to match their education with their soccer experience. So that's the challenge for me now, but I think we can do it. I think the school is very on board and very supportive with what we're trying to do. And like I've always said, I want this to be a program that the community can be proud of, and youth soccer and the region. So I think institutionally, I think the education is top-notch. Now it's just building a program that can match the expectations of what I think they should be.
Well, I don't have any doubt that you have that pedigree there. And, everybody who listens to Soccer 605 knows I'm a big fan of Sean Holmes at Drake, and you got to spend some time there. But, Sean's not the only top coach that you've been able to hang around during your coaching career.
No, I've been pretty lucky and pretty blessed, to have some great mentors. It started with Mike Brown. at UMKC on the coaching side, who's now assistant superintendent of schools in the Park Hill School District. So he's really gone on after his career to impact a lot of students' lives, and I'm very proud to have the opportunity to work with him. Worked with John Leamy at Southwest Missouri State, now Missouri State, and learned a tremendous amount of him and had a great experience. Had 2 fantastic seasons there. And then just with my head coaching career at the junior college, building a program from scratch before, I just think the expectations of knowing the process have really helped me out. And then everybody I've met in between, you know, from working on regional ODP to just going to coaching courses to being able to be an assistant around such great guys, Sean Holmes, John Levy, Mike Brown, and just having the resources and being in the coaching families that those guys are in. My coaching mentors are very far-reaching, and some guys with great pedigrees. Fred Smoltz at Evansville was Sean Holmes' mentor. Tim Carter was John Leamy's mentor, and they've all had great college experience. So I'm just one of the legacies of all those great coaches, and I just want to kind of keep fostering and use the lessons that I've learned from each one of those guys, mold it into my own style, and hopefully be able to have the kids to have a rewarding experience. And I think when I'm going to say this, and my mom will never let me hear the end of it, my mom always said I would be a good teacher. And I told my mom I would never be a teacher, but in the fact of the matter is she won. I teach life skills and soccer through the game of soccer. So, Mom, you won. You won. I hate to tell you, but you won. And I'm blessed every day to been able to work with good people and to have such good mentors and to get to chase a career and be around a game that I've been so passionate about since I was 10 years old. So I've been a pretty lucky guy.
Well, speaking of mentors, you're going to have your chance now to be one. And you've probably been looking at some resumes and taking some calls there with some talented coaches around the area. You're probably getting pretty close to naming an assistant there, aren't you?
Yeah, our search is going on right now. It's going to kind of wrap up the end of next week. So, yeah, I think we're good. We've got a lot of good candidates. You know, I'm trying to pick the right guy to come to Rapid City where he can make an impact and really go. I think with the way I'm finding out that recruiting is going for mines, we're going to need somebody that can open up some doors out west and in new areas. So I think it's a pretty exciting time. You know, I think there's no doubt we'll have the right person and the nice compliment. You know, one of the things that I've been kind of going as I've been doing my college search and trying to move on my career is I want to find somebody that is fun to work with, that I enjoy working with every day, because we're going to go through these trials and tribulations together. Still hold each other accountable, but still be able to have a good time while we do it. So I think it's great, and I look forward to wrapping up the process so we can move forward and even be able to contact more kids and just keep cultivating the interest. Because I think as long as we keep going, I think this is going to be, you know, three-year process with where we're going and how we want to be. But I think we're doing it with great kids, and my assistant will be a big part of that, and his relationship with the student athletes and helping cultivate interest. So I'm excited to get him on campus and get him started. So,
you know, I was listening to ESPN radio a couple days ago, and they were talking about the graduation rates of the 16 Division I schools that are still in there, and I was astounded, absolutely astounded, that some of these big-name schools were graduating 22% of their students. And you just don't see those low numbers at School of Mines.
No, I think we're dealing with a certain type of kid at Mines, a certain socioeconomic kid. You know, their parents, for the most part, have been educated or hardworking people. So these kids have goals and ambitions, and their goals are to graduate. You know, where we're lucky at Mines is that, you know, we're not just trying to win games, we're trying to make sure that these kids are prepared for their life after soccer. And if I'm really doing my job, this is the teacher that my mom said I am. If I'm really doing my job, then these kids are getting the opportunities they want after soccer's over for them. And hopefully someday maybe there'll be one that plays on and goes on and plays pro. But for most of these, this will be when they're 22, 23 years old. And as their coach and as their leader, I have to understand that. and I have to be able accommodating to their lab times, to their group project times, and do these things to help them achieve their goals, which are long-term goals for their careers and their families and what they want their life to be like after soccer and college is over. So I think, secretly we're sitting on a gold mine with these kids that are going to have great opportunities and really affect the world with the way engineering is going, with all the fracking and everything going up in North Dakota, just with all the technology that we're on the cutting edge of. I think these kids will impact us in more ways than you can ever imagine in our everyday life from the time they graduate to after I'm dead probably. These guys will affect us for a long time to come.
Now, and they already have graduates from your school. So the other day we had a little short visit on the phone, and you were just rating in another school for your schedule.
Right.
So you must be getting that thing pretty tightened up, aren't you, for this fall?
Yeah, we have 15 games, 3 of them at home, 12 of them away, but that's kind of the nature of being a new program and starting from scratch. So hopefully we get that turned out around. But I think our dates are, we're in the middle of September for our first dates and then end of October. So I think, we'll have a good presence for our home games in September where we're bringing in good competition, and hopefully we can get a lot of community support where we can showcase what we're doing and get them fired up as the program progresses and get a real good hard rocker following. I think that's going to be key, and I'm part of the presence that we talked about a little bit earlier that I want to have in the community. I want this to be an event that people want to come out and support, and I think we do that by playing good soccer and doing it with good students and good people. I just think you attract more people with honey than you do fire or whatever, so we just want to keep selling the product and play good soccer and be around good kids and good people that hopefully will be role models for the younger kids in the community.
Of those 12 away games, would you say you're going more west or more east or more south, or what would you say?
We're going literally in a 450-mile circle around Rapid City. We're going to the University of Mary. We're going to Presentation. We're going to Billings. We're going to Rocky Mountain, Bozeman up there. So we're going to Denver. So we're going to go. We're kind of Rapid City's our home base, and we're stretching out in any circle that we can go around. So we'll play whoever we can play. We get to play another second-year schedule, Fort Hays State, Colorado Christian. So we're playing a really good first-year schedule, and we're real lucky that some of these coaches have selected us to be on their schedule, because if starting a new program with not some of these schools on our schedule could be hard. But I think the response from the area coaches to our new program has been fantastic, and I'm really lucky that some of these guys have come through and carved out a game for us in their schedule.
Well, and the enthusiasm should be there. It's not very often that you see a new D2 men's program start up anywhere, right, much less in this part of the world.
Right. Well, and I think in soccer in general, we've kind of been a casualty of Title IX a little bit. At some of the schools, especially in the Midwest. When I was in the Missouri Valley Conference, we lost Illinois State, we lost Vanderbilt, we lost all those guys to Title IX. And to see that a school has to add soccer because of Title IX is kind of a neat deal, and to be a part of it because of things. So, I think it's good. And any chance that we get to grow the game on the college level is fantastic. Now, to bring soccer to a new region and to be able to compete for championships, hopefully we'll be able to do that sooner than later. But I need all the help of everybody, the other coaches in scheduling, the other coaches on campus to help me learn the school. So I think, we'll do whatever and try to keep going where we are fighting and win championships. It's kind of the hard rocker way, I guess, to kind of fight and overachieve. So we're going to try to do that.
Well, we're sure looking forward to you to watching you do that, and of course. Hopefully we'll be out, once you start training players late next summer, and kind of get a look at your training, and talk maybe with a few of the players and see where they're training and what kind of facilities you got there, because I'm sure there's people all over the country interested in School of Mines.
Well, yeah, I think we'll be kind of spread out a little bit the first couple years, but I think the school has a vision of what they want us to be, and I think they want to cover. So hopefully it just keeps improving and gets better. I think I think you'll be really amazed with the kind of students that we'll be working with. They're very articulate. I mean, just all the kids on campus are very smart and they talk, and so I think hopefully, when you come out, we'll shock the world and say, hey man, this is a pretty cool place right on the edge of the Black Hills, and Rapid City is a place where I want to go to school. That's our goal. So,
well, fantastic. Well, Coach Joe Burger with South Dakota Mines, thanks again very much for spending a little time with us this morning, and I can't tell you how excited we are to watch you build a program there.
Well, thank you very much, and I just like to say thank you to the Rapid City community, how open and warm they've been to me personally and receptive to our program. I go, without the community support, our program won't be very much, and I'm excited to be in this community, and I'm excited to help it grow the soccer-wise, and I'm excited just to get out and show the community what our Hard Rocker soccer program is going to be all about. So I'm excited to get on the field and coach and play and demonstrate and show the community our team. So I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to get coaching. I'm ready to get our team out there and represent not only the South Dakota School of Mines, but the Rapid City soccer community. I'm excited.
Fantastic. Well, you can see, obviously, you're watching this interview on Soccer 605, and just look around the site for the links and other parts of the School of Mines story that we have on there, and get out there and support the Hard Rockers. Thanks again, Coach.
No problem. Thank you very much.